Hi butterflies. I had twists in all weekend, and then I finally took out my twists, and yeah, this is the result. I'm just saying, just because I took them out and it was freshly on my mind. It's kind of frizzy actually, pretty frizzy. That's because I don't know. But okay, so I want to read basically my story here to you. I came across this spoken word because I like spoken words, and it's by Ernestine Johnson, and it's about the average black girl, and it really related to me because she talked about how the labels that people will label her, saying that she's not the average black girl, but it was based on their own thoughts of what the average black girl should be like. And she was talking about how, well, I aspire to be an average black girl when it comes to this and this and that, and it's going to talk about it also. So I definitely recommend that spoken word. Very deep, very fulfilling for me. I liked it very much. But for my class, I talked about being the average black girl in my own point of view, and I'm going to share it. Okay. So I was raised on the west side of Detroit. New Year's came with gunshots, and to play outside, I needed to either be in the backyard or someone had to come out and watch us. My lullaby was original rap songs with every curse word known to man. My closest friends were my next door neighbors, my brother, and my dad's friends, who would constantly come over to the house and make original rap songs. My parents had always put a protection on me to make sure I didn't end up like a stereotype, but it was too hard to let go of the fun and fear of everything until we had no choice. I might have been a young girl, but in my eyes, I was the toughest kid on the playground. I was my dad's first boy, so lifting weights and having push-ups competitions were fun for me. I was a seed. It makes sense if you can imagine how much I loved to play in the dirt, mostly because we couldn't afford sand like my other friends in their backyards. I was never jealous, and I was always content with my life. I was my mother's first baby girl, finally, a real-life baby doll. I was dressed up in poofy pink dresses that I started to love because everywhere I went, I was called pretty. This word meant so much to me, and for a time, it meant too much. Then my father got a brain tumor and everything changed. He admitted to me while I was growing up, he feared that I would have to grow in unfair situations because I was a darker shaded girl. I had always noticed my different skin tone from the rest of my family because they were lighter than me. My mom told me that I got my beautiful skin tone from my grandma. I love my grandma, so actually I was okay with my skin tone. With all the hospital bills piling up because my mother was the only one working, our house went up for foreclosure. A blessing came down to us when we found a house in a city called Melvindale. My dad got better and survived, so things were looking up. What I learned through my years at Melvindale is that I had to kind of change myself. I had to talk, dress, and carry myself in different ways because I had a stereotype. It was basically a gray cloud over me. I was an inner city black girl with bad work ethic. It was true in my teacher's eyes and probably in real life. I didn't care what people thought, but I wanted the same opportunities and attention that my 5th grade teacher gave to my white friends. My black friends weren't bothered at all, but I was. So I changed. I was still me, but I started to be better in school, and I started to work out in middle school so that I could get great on the sports teams. I was Chelsea Thompson. When high school came around, I wasn't known as the little black girl anymore. I was Chelsea Thompson, the nice A+ student who plays sports and is involved in clubs, and if you were one of her closest friends, you could call her by her nickname, Fancy. My happiness all stopped for a moment when someone said, "Black girls are so ghetto." I was furious. After all my efforts, you still see me only as a black girl. I competed with you, and sometimes I also beated you. I competed in you with academics, athletics, band, and all kinds of clubs. When I told her that it wasn't true and that I'm an example, she laughed and said, "No, not you, Fancy. You're different. I don't think of you as a black girl. you're white like us because you talk like a white girl. And I walked away realizing that my goal wasn't to be a white girl. My goal was for everyone to see me as a successful young lady. I didn't leave a category just for you to put me in another one of your own. Don't you understand? I didn't want to be placed down. My junior year of high school, I started going natural and wearing my hair out in nice looking curls. The length was short, but I liked it. I never wore makeup, but I started to embrace my melanin skin, and I wasn't afraid to get darker in the sun. If my friends were out sunbathing, I was playing in the sun too. They didn't understand why I wanted to get darker, but I wasn't trying to get darker, I was just trying to enjoy the sun. The average black girl. The average black girl statement still lingered in my mind and still does. I will not apologize for accepting my skin tone, making black friends, and speaking up on racist comments. And I will not apologize for hanging out with my friends who are predominantly white, straightening my hair, and going to Starbucks. When I think of the average black girl, I think of Rosa Parks, Diana Ross, Madam C.J. Walker, Josephine Baker, Oprah Winfrey, Mae Jemison, Harriet Tubman, Maya Angelou, Diane Nash. I think of the Egyptian and African queens who led countries, and many, many more. So no, I'm not the average black girl, but one day I hope to be. So that was a little bit of, I know I messed up on some of the things I was talking about because there's like a lot of scratching on this paper. But that was basically my story about how I was trying to escape the stereotype of the average black girl, and then how I wasn't trying to embrace it, but how I noticed that my average black girl and your average black girl are two totally different things. And I had that help by, again, Ernestine Johnson. I definitely recommend her spoken word, and it was just, I don't know, I felt really good writing it. I felt really good listening to spoken word, and I hope that many more people are able to write down how their little stories on how they were either the average black girl or they're trying not to be, and what they feel like in the end. All right, see ya. Hello, spoken word, because it basically spoke to spoken word, but it